Hi, hello. In this video, we are going to learn about the tools that can help us in listing the possible cost factors. Because we are in the analyze phase, our goal is to identify the root causes. So before even identifying the root causes, we should have an idea about the potential causes. Then only know we can be efficient in our effort, and then we can quickly identify the root cause. So before root cause, we must identify potential cause. But even before identifying the potential cause, we should have an idea about the possible cause factors. So that's why we are here to understand about certain tools that can help us list all the possible cause factors. These tools are nothing but the brainstorming, YY analysis, cause and effect analysis, and then impact control matrix. Let us see how these tools can help us in the analyze phase to list the possible cause factors. The first one is brainstorming. Brainstorming is nothing but a group activity, a group discussion, because always multiple brains can think better than a single brain. And whenever you wanted to get an idea about the possible causes within a shortest time, then think of using this tool, brainstorming. In order to conduct the brainstorming meeting, what is very important is we must invite the relevant stakeholders to participate in the meeting. We should allow the relevant stakeholders to speak about their views about the causes leading to a particular problem. If we invite people other than the stakeholders, maybe someone who is not at all connected to the problem, not at all worried about the problem, not at all being impacted by the problem, if you allow such people to participate in a meeting, you know what will happen? They will hijack the discussion, completely in a wrong direction, and then your efforts will go in vain. So to avoid that, make sure you always invite the relevant stakeholders to participate in the meeting, and then you can conduct the brainstorming session either in a structured way or in an unstructured manner. Accordingly, the brainstorming is called structured brainstorming and unstructured brainstorming. Structured brainstorming means you are giving equal chance to for everyone to participate. You are giving equal chance for everyone to speak about their views. And here the advantage is, since every person has to speak, even every person can speak, and then then you are actually expecting everyone to contribute their views one by one, and the method is called structured brainstorming. So this can force even shy people to speak up, but sometimes it can also create tension, but then it's a good idea to allow everybody to participate. And you can also add on additional conditions, like you can make senior peoples to contribute first, and then the next level of people can contribute after the senior persons complete. So these kind of additional conditions, when you add, your brainstorming becomes structured brainstorming. But if absolutely there are no conditions, then the brainstorming is called unstructured brainstorming. And here the people who have a high vocal, they may dominate the session, and then others may may not contribute effectively. So there is some advantage as well as disadvantage with each of the method, both the structured as well as unstructured brainstorming. But ultimately, what we require to understand about the possible causes that could have contributed to a specific problem. So always before conducting the brainstorming, a moderator has to explain the problem clearly so that everybody understand the context of problem, and then contribute accordingly with their views about the causes. And there has to be another person who can record all the important points put forth by each of the member. And if you conduct the brainstorming in an effective manner like this, definitely it can help you to identify list of possible causes that could have triggered a specific problem. And then there is another interesting tool called YY analysis. This tool was actually developed by Sakichi Toyoto. You are seeing him in the picture. But actually, the YY analysis gained popularity only after 1979. And he has stated that by repeating the why 5 times, the nature of the problem as well as its solution becomes clear. That means if you repeatedly ask the question why, it will help you to peel away the symptoms, layers of the symptoms, and then take you to the root of the problem. Because generally when people give their views, they'll be more generic in nature while framing the statement, and then they will talk too much about the symptoms but not about the causes. So this kind of why questions will help you to peel away the symptoms and then make people actually talk about the causes. So when the why analysis is can be easily integrated with any tool, even in a brainstorming meeting, this why analysis can be used. And let us see an example of how why analysis can help. See here, now the problem is one of the monument in India is deteriorating. So this is the problem. So the stakeholders are invited and they're all in a meeting room. And after the moderator explains the problem, and they started responding. And now the first question, why is the monument deteriorating? And the reason says because harsh chemicals are frequently used to clean the monument and the monument is deteriorating. And now immediately the next question comes, why are harsh chemicals needed? Harsh chemicals, why they are used for maintaining the monument? And the answer is to clean off the large number of bird droppings on the monument, because the birds are making a lot of droppings on the monument, and so the cleaning team uses harsh chemicals. And now immediately the next question comes, why are there large number of bird droppings on the monument, particularly on the monument? Because the large population of spiders in and around the monument are a food source to the local birds. So all the birds come to, in fact, to eat the spiders. And now the next why question comes. Why there is a large population of spiders in and around the monument? Because vast swarms of insects on which the spiders feed are drawn to the monument at dusk. So why are swarms of insects drawn to the monument at dusk? Because the lighting of the monument in the evening attracts the local insects. And now, after going through several rounds of the question why, the team has understood, the root cause of the problem is the local insects. Since there are so many insects, the spiders are attracted. Since there are so many spiders, the birds are attracted. Since there are so many birds, the bird droppings happens on the monument, and then the monument started deteriorating. So now, what could be a possible solution to the problem? The solution to the problem is, not using heavy chemicals and then not actually repeatedly cleaning the monument. Rather, change how the monument is illuminated in the evening to prevent attraction of insects, because the insects generally gets attracted due to where there is more lighting. So the change the way of illuminating the monument in the evening, particularly the time, is shifted. Thereby the problem can now be reduced. So this is how Y-way analysis can help you to come with a different perspective to figure out the causes for a particular problem. Similarly, one more situation. In a factory, the roads are found to be always dirty. Then the Y-way analysis is conducted. Why the roads are dirty? And the answer is there is oil leakage. There is oil leakage, and that's why the roads are dirty. Now the next question, why there is oil leakage? There is a leak oil tanker. The oil tanker which the company is using, it has got some leakage. And now why there is leakage in the oil tanker? Now the answer is there is a poor maintenance of the oil tankers. And then why there is a poor maintenance? Because the drivers and the cleaners are untrained and they are careless in nature. So now the problem to the root of the problem of a dirty road is untrained and careless driver. So the drivers should be trained on how to maintain the tankers, and then they were equipped with certain procedures to upkeep the tankers on a regular basis. So this is how the root of a problem can be figured out by conducting Y-way analysis. Otherwise, we might think and we might keep on cleaning the road multiple times, and which will never solve the purpose, because roads appearing dirty is a symptom of the untrained, an outcome of the untrained and careless drivers. So this is how Y-way analysis is helping us. And now, in addition to the brainstorming, in addition to the Y-way analysis, in addition to integrating the brainstorming and Y-way analysis, you can also think of one more important tool, which is called cause and effect diagram. it is also known as Ishikawa diagram, named after the uh, the person who introduced the tool is called Ishikawa, and it is also known as fishbone diagram because it will appear like a fish. Cause and effect diagram is an effective way to summarize and list the various causes and also the root causes. There are ways to develop the fishbone diagram. First, you have to write the problem in the head of the fish, and then there will be a main bone, and then main bone will lead to various sub bones. These sub bones can be named in different manners. You can bring categories according to your problem source, or always you can name the categories as material, method, machine, measurement, and environment. We call it 5M plus 1E, or sometimes the environment is also called as mother nature. In that case, it can be called as 6M. So let us see a picture of the cause and effect diagram so that you get a clarity. And see here, the head of the fish is written with the real problem, and which we also call it as the effect. So here, let us take a very common case. Obesity is the problem. And now for obesity, and see here, there are 5 different categories are listed here: men, material, method, machine, and then mother nature. And this is the main bone, and this is the sub bone representing the category. And under the sub bone, we have written several causes, right? And now all these causes are appearing, and the income, exercising pattern, these are all men related. The fast food, the habit of consuming fast foods, aerated drinks, and then junk food, these are all related to the problems related to the material. Similarly, the way of transportation, whether the person is using a two-wheeler or he is walking, and all the categories. And of course, the 6th category, measure, is also included. And with all these categories and the causes listed under the categories, now we have an idea. These are all the possible causes for a particular person to become obese. See here, there are so many causes. Now, definitely one or few of these causes are critical to the obesity for a particular problem. And then again, further brainstorming, again, further YY analysis can help you to figure out the critical causes or the root causes. And we also have a specific tool for that, which is called cause and effect matrix, which we will see in the next slide. And meanwhile, see here, this is another fishbone diagram for the wrong, delayed, or damaged delivery. It is something like online delivery organization. So it's like an e-commerce where people order through online and then items are delivered. And now they are repeatedly experiencing this problem. Items are delivered wrongly, and there are delayed delivery happening. There are damaged delivery happening. And in order to overcome, in order to fix this problem, and a company has conducted a cause and effect analysis. And see here, the main bone with the head represents the problem, and the sub bone represents 6 different categories: machine, method, material, men or personal, and then measurement and environment. Now, all the possible reasons. The vehicle you used can be a reason for the wrong delivery, delayed delivery, or damaged delivery. Any one of the it can be related to anyone. And then if you use a wrong vehicle, or if the braking of the vehicle is done very frequently in a wrong manner, that can also make the item get damaged. Similarly, the labeling machine, if it is not labeled, the items are not labeled properly, then also what can happen? Then also a wrong item can reach the ordered person, I mean the end user. Likewise, the various causes are listed here. So ultimately, once the brainstorming session is conducted with the relevant people participating in the meeting, and maybe after discussion for a considerable period of time, you will be happy to see a fishbone diagram, a cause and effect diagram showing all the possible causes. Now your job is to figure out the potential causes from the possible causes, and for that you can use this kind of diagram called impact control matrix. Here there will be an x-axis and there will be a y-axis. Maybe your x-axis can talk about the one of the variable, maybe impact or control. Let us say x-axis represents the control, and then y-axis represents the impact. The y, that means when you are on top of the y-axis, the impact is huge. Similarly, when you are on the right side of the x-axis, then the control is more, right? So the x-axis talks about the control, y-axis talks about the impact. And now I divide this into 4 quadrants. And now come here. Here, you are on top of the y-axis. That means the impact is high. Similarly, you are on the right side of the x-axis. The control is high. Now, from all these factors, figure out the factors which is expected to have a higher impact on the problem. At the same time, you have higher control. For example, mishandling of the products. If people are mishandling the product, then there will be more items getting damaged, isn't it? So the impact is high. At the same time, you can train the people and then you can really reduce them from mishandling your product. So that can be put in this area, high impact, high control. Similarly, certain factor, you may have high impact, but you may have very low control. High impact, very low control. For example, the same case. See here, there is a heavy rain. If there is a heavy rain, then due to the environmental situations, the chance that it can get easily damaged. But then at the same time, do you have a control? We have a poor control to control the rain. So then what we do is we will bring it under the low control category. And if you see that the rain can directly impact your products, then you can place it here. Or if you feel like even though there is a rain, still it cannot influence your product to a great extent, then you can put it here, low impact. But however, in any case, you have low control. In this manner, you categorize each of the factor into one of the quadrant, and whatever factor that appear in the orange color area, that should be given the first importance. They can be considered as the potential causes, and then you try experimenting these factors to understand their criticality. And if the number of factors you figure out as critical from this quadrant are not sufficient, then maybe you can explore from the second level of factors represented in yellow and then blue. And this is how we actually move towards the root causes or move towards the critical causes using the tools brainstorming, Y-way analysis, and then fishbone analysis or cause and effect analysis. So what is that we have learned here? We learned about brainstorming. Use brainstorming if you want to generate more ideas in a less time. Right? And Y-way analysis can help you to peel away the symptoms to visualize the real causes. And the cause and effect diagram can visually summarize all causes leading to a problem or an effect. The effect is represented by the head portion of the head portion, and the categories of causes are represented by the subbones, and the causes are put under the appropriate categories in any fishbone diagram. So cause and effect matrix can help you group the causes based on its impact and the level of control you have to identify the potential causes from the list of possibles. And hope you got a good idea about how to list the possible causes for a particular problem. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again with interesting tools in the next video.